Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. Just reflecting on chapter one. It's a very short chapter, but it's really weird going back because of what I remembered, what I filtered, and what my perspective was in 2015 when I was reflecting on everything. And I can see now how the conditioning began. And yeah, it's extraordinary. Um, I took a shower, took a nap, ate some food, took a COVID test. It's negative. So it's just a seasonal thing. And I'm just processing everything. And I have said it so many times that when you process through trauma, it's all down to remembering and understanding. Remembering who you are and then understanding what happened to you. I feel this urge to document and write down everything. I feel this urge to constantly record and try and remember. And at the same time, I'm recording everything live. And I'm afraid I'm going to forget what I learned sometimes. And I'm afraid that I'm going to not do enough. And then one of the things that I didn't pick up the first time I wrote this, well, the only time I wrote it, I'm looking back at it now and I'm going, oh, well, that explains my constant need to reach out to people and make sure everyone else is taken care of. That every time I turn inward and I take care of myself, that selfish training comes on, which is why selfish, the word selfish, is a can't doer word. I really love this can't doer because it it's wonderful. It is a mindset that we all have been exposed to, very abusively in most cases. And no one is immune. The hardest thing about understanding abuse is realizing that we all slip into moods where we are the abuser ourselves. And then slipping into other moods where we recognize the degrees of some abusers. Some abusers switch it on, switch it off. Some don't. Some are permanently, horrifically abusive. And it's a very degree, and we're just trying to understand it. So we use our generalizations to try and identify. And then there's a whole don't be prejudiced. And you don't want to be prejudiced. You're just trying to understand. And you walk away learning the wrong lessons a lot of time. I've had a day of just another really strong bout of predator dating. And I'm about to go on predator dating here shortly and break it all down. I'll ask, like, these men will message me, and I've been trying to figure out how to block them. And everyone's like, oh, just block them. And I'm like, you need to understand, I literally have spent hours every day blocking these advances. That's how horrible it is right now. And I just don't know what to do. I'm about to, I don't know what to do. I really don't. And the problem is I get notifications, I get them calling me, and my phone's going off all day long. And I'm just going, I can't. So one of the things that I'm running into is trying to figure out how to manage it. And that's really where I'm at. I'm just trying to figure out how to manage it. And I've got too many people who are connected to me through Facebook for me to just completely delete it. So I'm really, really struggling. And I've got way too many of my friends connected through Facebook. So I'm like, well, I want my friends, but I don't want all these creeps. I just got to figure that out. So that being said, I had this one guy and I very bluntly said, I'm really tired of these messages. Are you looking for love? Are you looking for sex? Are you looking for a friendship? And he completely ignored me and asked me another question as if I didn't even exist. I said, I am so tired of white cis men messaging me, ignoring a direct question, being rude, and treating me like shit because they don't want to acknowledge my brain. Answer the damn question. What do you want? And that happens almost every single time. Is these white cis men are conditioned to ignore a woman's brain. And I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of it. I'm out of that system and every day, and that's really what it is. I think that's why I'm lingering onto my anger is because I'm out of the system. But then I've got these bombardment of these assholes who are still in the system pulling me back in, and I don't know how to cut them off. And the advice that are coming in from people, this is how you do it, is impractical and useless. And I have to sit down and figure this out because I just can't handle the abuse. I can't handle, I just don't know what to do. So that's on the forefront of my mind a lot. And I'm just not finding a solution. Facebook isn't helping. And it's yeah, I'm about to go on a smear campaign against Facebook for their unchecked abuse. So I'm just stuck right now. Not really stuck. I'm definitely tired, so to speak. And I'm at a playing field. I'm definitely at this. I've leveled off and I'm ready to go, okay, what's the next stage? Where am I going from here? And I, things are clear. And the more I think about it, the more I'm going, oh, I'm just a storyteller. Storytelling is really, really my niche. And I'm just, yeah, I'm at a crossroads again. Not a crossroads. I'm in the marinating stage where I'm just taking in everything and I'm trying to organize it so I can articulate it. And I'm in a quiet low point. And then I'm going to shift. Basically, I'm in the middle of a shift. And then it's going to be like, all right, let's roll up the sleeves and let's get to work. Yeah, I'm at a decision point where I need to figure out once and for all. And I've already decided I'm a storyteller. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a coach. I'm really sick of people calling me a coach. So fucking sick of that label. The only people who call me coaches are businessmen trying to sell me on their coaching product. So they message me saying to me, oh, you're a coach. I have a product for coaches. I am not a coach. And I'll look over all of my products and nowhere does it say I'm a coach. And they keep ramming it down my throat. And I'm like, get your fucking perspective off of me. I'm not a coach. And I'm tired because it's the noise. And I don't know how to turn off the noise. That's it. I don't know how to shut everybody up. And I I'm just getting a lot of noise from wrong people and I don't know how to shut it off. So that's my current troubleshooting, is learning how to block people. And I've got all these can't doers telling me how to do business, and they advised me horribly wrong. And all it did was give me access, or give the people, the more can't doers, access to me. That's it. That's my dilemma. Can't doers gave me incorrect advice, and now I have more can't doers who are accessing me, giving me more bad advice, or just abusing me. And I'm just looking to shut up the can't doers and get them out of my life. And I don't know how. And the obvious answer is literally delete my Facebook. That's where I'm at. Delete my Facebook account. And I'm at a point where I'm about to do it, just to say I'm all done, because I just can't. That's my problem, really. I am so bombarded with can't doers that yeah, yeah, I think that's my problem. So I think I have a way around it. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. And it would be a lot easier if I knew how to automate messages, but I can't even find out how to do that. I've been through that so many times, and I can't even figure out how to do automated messages. So I think I just need to make a really hardcore decision of making myself inaccessible completely and just cutting it off. And I know what this is. This is very much an I don't want to be isolated. I don't want to be unsocial. And I'm trying to figure out how I can have my cake and eat it too. And I think that's really what I'm up against, is trying to figure out how to balance that. And I still have this, oh, if you're going to be on podcast, you need to talk. You need to stay on point. You need to, no, there's no need. There's no need. And those are just voices in my head from can't doers. And now that I'm starting to call it for what it is, being able to identify all the can't doers in my head and just weed them out, that's really it. And I am very sensitive to can't doers. I'm very, very sensitive to it. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are really sensitive to it, and it's draining. It sucks the energy out of you. Protect your energy. And that's really it, is we don't protect our perspective. We don't protect our energy, and we are completely open and accessible to can't doers. And I'm just trying to find these words. And I read this chapter this morning, just now. I'm writing all this shit down. And that's just it, is we don't know how to protect our energy or our perspective. And we just have a lot of can't doers who are basically ill advising us. And their advice is structured on how to make yourself available so I can continue to abuse you. Yeah, their advice is how to remain accessible to abusers. Yeah, that's it. Whenever a can't doer advises you, in my experience, they're actually grooming you to be accessible for more abuse. And I'm at the end of it. I'm literally like, here's my palace. I'm inside my world. And now that I'm in this gorgeous sanctuary, and I'm going, no, no more, no more, no more. And that is my current challenge. This is part of it. This is part of it. This is part of it. I thought it was I thought it was part of the healing, and it's not. It's another level. It's the level of once you get into the sanctuary, once you get into the garden, it's learning how to turn all the can't doers off. So you can hear just the authentic song of the oud. Brownie points, if you get that reference. And it's just, in order to hear the song, you have to turn off. You have to completely shut out the can't doers. And that's where I'm at. I'm dying to turn off the can't doers and just close the doors and say, shut the fuck up. And I don't know how. And I've got all these can't doers or people who are contaminated with can't doers. No one has come as far as me. No one. And that's just it. There's no one ahead of me. So I get people advising me, and I'm going, I appreciate your motive, but you're nowhere near where I am. So I'm alone. And I'm okay with that now. But I got to figure this out on my own. And the can't doers, or the people who are fresh out of can't doing, and they're trying to be advisable, oh, we'll just do this. Don't use the word just, because I've taken your advice already. You're advising me on level 2 problems, and I'm at level 30. So I appreciate the incentive, but it's really obsolete information you're giving me, because no one knows where I am. And it's frustrating because, and I'm not talking about what I'm dealing with because I don't want to be, because can't doers told me to not be selfish, because can't doers told me that I can't be arrogant. So I'm constantly keeping my arrogance in check. But there's this episode of Doctor Who, David Tennant. When he's in a train on a planet, a crystal planet, and it is the most extraordinary episode. It's like there's 5 Doctor Who episodes that are just mind-blowingly abstract, and this is one of them. And they're going to see a sapphire waterfall halfway through the planet. The shuttle that they're on breaks down, and there's something out there. And they're like, nothing's on the planet. It's uninhabitable. Then how do you know there's no one out there? If we can't go out and explore it, then how do you know there's nothing out there? Half of the shuttle is ripped apart. The cabin repressurizes and something gets inside. But that something is just an idea. And you see this idea shift and move, manipulate, control. It's just an idea. And the doctor takes charge of the situation, as he always does. And he starts to direct people. And these humans start to poke at him. Well, why do we have to listen to you? Who put you in charge? You think you're so clever. Why do we have to listen to you? And he goes, because I am clever. And it's this sudden realization that when the intelligence speaks, you listen. Because they have information that you do not possess. And all my life, I've had can't doers tell me to shut up and remain humble. No. Not anymore. In order to grow, are you ready for this one? If we are to grow, we have to abandon words like selfish and arrogant and humble. If we are to grow, we have to embrace pride and confidence and ego and self-awareness. If we are to grow and really truly embrace who and what we are, you have to puff out your chest and claim your intelligence and your knowledge and your perspective. You cannot be confident and humble. You cannot be confident and righteous. Arrogance is insecurity. It is invalid insecurity. Arrogance is when you haven't earned the status of confidence, but you flaunt it anyway. There it is. Arrogance is confidence without the knowing. It's false confidence. But when you have a knowing about you, you do not do it justice if you do not claim it. And people of lesser minds have no business telling me that I'm arrogant. I really need to. And that's really it, is I feel I never have a feeling, I don't have imposter syndrome. I don't have a feeling of, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Oh, I'm supposed to be here. I have this pull saying, why aren't you there yet? Why aren't you taking your throne, Anna? Right there's the throne. Why aren't you sitting in it? Because I don't want to be arrogant. Sit in the damn chair, Anna. And I can feel it. And the only thing holding me back isn't a lack of self-worth. Oh, we're going to dig into this. I can feel the emotion. No, I'm tired of being haunted by this emotion, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it right now. So let's do this. This is not... I like my stinky, smelly sticks. That's dragon blood, by the way. Cinnamon is my other favorite. Oh my God, I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is mandatory for me to have on staff at all times. 1,000 candles. Oh, I'm such a tourist today. All right, let's get to the bottom of these feelings. This is shadow work. Would you like to see how I do shadow work? This is how it's done. Shadow work. Reverse engineer the emotion. Now, I'm going to do this without any trauma. This is how it's done. If you are digging out trauma, and if you're falling apart because you've triggered yourself from all your trauma, you're not doing it right. Shadow work requires logic, and it requires reverse engineering of your emotions. Okay? So we're going to start with the first emotion. Well, let's say this is the surface emotion. Okay? Surface emotion. So when you're wanting to do shadow work, you start with the surface emotion. We're going to reverse engineer it. Okay? So my emotion is a hold back. I feel like there is the feeling of holding back my true potential. There's a block there, a wall. And the reason why it's a block or a wall is because that's your subconscious mind basically putting a block between the actual emotion that you're needing and the surface emotion. So your subconscious mind is basically trying to protect you from yourself because it worked really hard to make sure all of these pieces were in place. So your subconscious mind, your fear system to be precise, is your obstacle. Now, because we know this is your fear system, it means that this fear system basically has to be soothed. That's what we're going to have to do. But before that, we want to look beyond it. So it's going to be us trying to reach for the actual emotion, and we're going to say this is emotion X is our goal. It's the one that's behind. Literally, if you think of the subconscious mind as going, no, you can't have it. And it's like standing in front of the door going, no, you can't have this emotion. This is a dangerous emotion. Don't look at it. You can't see it. And you're sitting here going, yeah, but I need it. I need that emotion because I need to know what I'm dealing with. So I know I'm smart. I know I'm a goddess. I know I'm the first. I know I'm powerful. And as I list these words, I can feel the danger increasing. I can literally feel the subconscious mind getting more and more like, what are you doing? So we're going to go deeper. Emotions stack. It's a knowing. It's a claiming. I'm trying to claim the emotion behind the subconscious mind. But the subconscious mind is giving me another emotion. It's diverting. Oh, that sneaky little bastard. It uses diversion to redirect me away from the emotion. So if you can separate the redirected motion, the diversion emotion from the actual emotion, you'll get it. So we're going to do this. So I'm smart. I'm a goddess. I'm first. I'm powerful. I don't want to hurt you. There's the emotion. I don't want to hurt you. I am protecting you. Son of a bitch. Oh, I am protecting others. That's a big one. That's a big one. I associate hurting you with claiming my truth. This is a feeling of protecting you. Now, there's 2 times that I feel this. Whenever money comes into the equation, and I'll be talking about that in my next video, and claiming my name. If I say my name, I'll hurt you. And because I'm afraid of hurting you, I don't say my name. So I hold myself back to protect you. That's the selfishness. That's the selfishness. That's what arrogance is. Arrogance and selfishness. It's not even arrogance or selfishness. It's a fear of harming others. See how I am not at all touching trauma, by the way. I'm just focusing on the emotions, and I'm reverse engineering the emotions by acknowledging the diversion that the subconscious mind, the fear system, is actually giving me in an attempt to steer me away from my actual truth. You should not be touching your traumas while you do reverse engineering shadow work. That is bullshit. You should not be doing that. All you're doing is re-traumatizing yourself. So every time I try and say my true name, I get diverted to, you can't do that. There's that can't doer again. And the can't doers are saying, you can't be arrogant. You can't be selfish. Because the can't doers taught me, conditioned, not taught, conditioned me to associate my name, my true name, with arrogance and selfishness. And arrogance and selfishness hurts other people. Or so the can't doers taught me. So I avoid saying my true name. By the way, this is imposter syndrome. I avoid saying my true name in an attempt to preserve other people because I don't want to hurt other people. And I think I'm going to hurt other people if I say my true name because I don't want to be arrogant or selfish. And my can't doers in my life have conditioned me that arrogance and selfishness are linked to me saying my true name. Well, that is so fucking illogical. But that is how my can't doers raised me. So here I am trying to claim my glory and be my awesome uber self, But I've got this programming really deep in my mind associated with my can't doers telling me that by saying my truth, I am somehow going to harm other people. And because I have such a severe, deep love and passion for preserving other people and not harming other people, yeah, it all keeps coming back to this. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Because I'm afraid of something. And my subconscious mind, to protect you, has kept me from it. So we're going to get to this next layer. What am I afraid of? What am I really afraid of? It's a formula. I'll write down the formula. My truth equals harming others My truth equals harming others. So now that's it right there. My truth equals harming others. So instead of forcing myself through this is where I have to basically address the fear system now. This is where you have to soothe the fear system. If you try and force your way through this, it's actually going to trigger the fear system to become more afraid and more aggressive, and it's going to show that the fear system is actually in danger, so it's going to make you forget even more, which is why when you forget something and you really try harder to force the forgetting, you forget even more. It's because you're not soothing the fear system. So I have to have a conversation now with my fear system, and it goes something like this. My truth. I love my imp. My beautiful, beautiful imp. My imp. He called it zero-sum game. You beautiful man. Zero-sum game. Scarcity mindset. Zero-sum game is referring to a mindset that there is a winner and a loser. So if I am a winner, someone has to be the loser. That's the logic in my head. So I purposely keep myself from winning because I don't want to make anyone a loser. And that's the fallacy. There is no sub-zero game. There is no zero-sum game. There is no scarcity. There is no monogamy here. That's the disconnect. And that is from my father. 1000% my father, all over that. I just read that. That's what the last chapter was about. So let's do this. Zero-sum game is really what I'm dealing with here. It's the concept that if I win, everyone else must lose. And that's not the case. Just because I'm a leader doesn't mean everyone loses. Just because everyone follows if they want to follow doesn't make them a loser. Just because I claim my throne and I take what is mine, what is my truth, does not change or affect anybody. My success is not anybody's projection. I'm afraid you'll internalize it. That's what this is really about. It's about me stepping up, claiming. My claiming my name is not a projection. You internalizing my claim is wrong. It is not my fault if you internalize my claim. If I claim my truth and you decide to internalize it, that's not my fault. Internalizing and projection is the zero-sum game. It's the zero-sum mindset. What right do I have to claim that throne? Right? It's not a right. I'm the first one here. No one has said this before. I have creativity license. That's what this is. creative license. Yes, I have creative license. Naming rights. Naming rights. That's what I have. I've invented something. And I'm sitting here not claiming my invention because of zero-sum game mindset. I've invented something which gives me naming rights. And I appreciate and I understand the value of what it is I've created. And I'm going, wow, what about everybody else? Anna, this is not a zero-sum game. There's no winners and losers. You've invented something. Claim it. Name it. Naming rights changes everything. Naming rights changes everything. What does naming rights change? It's ownership. It's mine. It's claiming it because it came out of my imagination. It's no different than writing a book. It's equivalent to Disney creating Epcot. I wonder if Disney went through this or if he just did it. But this is bigger than Epcot. Yes, it is. Claim it. If I claim it, I cannot deny my intelligence, and you're afraid of your intelligence. What am I afraid of? I know my name. I've been afraid of my name since the beginning. Every time I get closer to it, I look away from it. I was afraid of being called crazy. I've overcome that. I'm afraid of judgment. I've overcome that. Point of no return. I was afraid of the point of no return at one point also. I overcame that. There's nothing left to do but for me to just claim this goddamn throne and name it. I believe I'm the smartest person in the world. It's the only logical explanation to explain why I've gotten as far as I've gotten. Is because I'm the smartest fucking person here. And that's really what I'm up against. That there is no one smarter than me. Because no one's done it. And I'm going, if I'm the smartest one here, then why are people arguing with me? If they're smarter than you, so says the universe, then why haven't they figured it out yet? If you're smarter than me, then why haven't you done the work? If you're smarter than me, then why haven't you come up with a naming? If you're smarter than me, then why haven't you created triadic healing? Then why aren't you creating the healing garden? If you're smarter than me, then why haven't you created my round table? If you're smarter than me, then why haven't you given this a name? Why am I the one in? Because I'm the smartest one. And that contradicts all of the beatings that I received. That contradicts all of the can't-doers who told me I couldn't. And it doesn't take anything away from anybody because this is a zero-sum game that doesn't exist. That's not how it works. And if you're smarter than me, then why haven't you figured that out? And it isn't lording it over you. It's claiming what is mine. It's claiming my title. And it's claiming my status. Oh, that's what I've been afraid of. Because if you're smarter than me, then why haven't you figured this out? And I'm not talking to you, dear viewer. I am talking to everybody. Because if there was somebody smarter than me, then they would have figured it out already. They would have done it already. But when you're the first because you're the smartest. And that's really the title that I've been refusing, keeping myself dumb. But there's no one beating me anymore. The irony makes me angry. And that's why I've been angry. Because the irony isn't funny. They didn't just beat me because I was smarter. They were beating the smartest person in the world for being smart at all. And it just made me smarter. I'm lonely because I'm the smartest one. Because every suggestion I'm given, I've already tried. That's my truth. That there isn't a single bit of advice out there that I haven't already done 5 to 10 times over to realize it doesn't work and I need to try something different. So when I ask somebody for help, the advice that I'm getting from people is the same thing that I've already tried. And I'm screaming into the void going, could somebody please help me? And I'm the smartest one. And I figured it out a while ago. And I'm alone. And I arrived first. And I get people who are dabbling, telling me how I'm wrong. And I'm going, really? You think I'm wrong? Can you do better? Have you come as far as I? Have you concluded what I've concluded? Have you given a name? No, no one has. And I'm just looking at all of this going, okay. And then I've got this voice in my head going, don't be arrogant, don't be selfish. But at what point does it stop being arrogant and pride? At what point do you finally say, this isn't arrogance, I'm the best? Because no one else is doing it. I was explaining this to somebody yesterday about my round table, and she says to me, why aren't our governments running like this? Shh, is all I could say to her. And I'm scared of claiming this title because of the arrogance that is attached to it. So I have this really weird arrogance, selfishness versus cleverness and self-awareness, and the blatant fucking truth that the smartest people in the world have not figured this shit out. And I'm going, well, and then what does that make me? And then there's my father's voice telling me that I'm selfish. His fucking can't do or shit. And I'm can't go further until I put this to bed. I cannot take another step further down my road of authenticity until I claim this title. And that's really what I'm up against. I cannot go any further until, and we're all at that point. We all have that moment in our lives where we get to a certain point and you stop growing because your can't do or told you couldn't. And that's really what you're facing off against. You want to grow, you're going to have to overcome. You want to speak your truth, you're going to have to overcome your fear. Bottom line, that's what authenticity is. It's your fears speaking louder than your truth. Which are you willing to be loyal to? The fears that your can't doers drove into you, or your truth? But in order to do that, in order to claim your truth, you have to overcome arrogance. The thing is, arrogance is a gaslight that an abuser uses, that a can't doer uses to keep you in check, to keep you in place so they can continue to beat you. Arrogance and selfishness are toxic, and they need to stop being used. They are can't do or talk. I don't use can't do or talk. And if I'm sitting here stripping away can't do or talk to invent this new language because I have naming rights, I'm looking at it all going, interesting. Interesting. I am the founder of a new society. I am the founder of the new world because I'm the first one here and I'm the smartest. And no one's made it this far yet. No one. And when people come to me to tell me what their perspective is, I can see so many fallacies. I can sit down and just ring logic around them and going, this is where it's incorrect and this is why. And this is the false logic that you're using. I can see your false premise. And then I just hand them my logic, which no one can out-logicize me except one man. One man has been able to out-argue me. One man, only one, has the skill and has successfully out-argued me. Which really tells you where his intelligence is. Which is why he's my man. But he has a lot of mental shit that he's got to work out first in order to claim his own intelligence. And I'm waiting for that man. And I'm looking at it going, this is the truth. Because it's undeniable, because it's too fucking purely logical to be argued with. And people who know me, people who are close to me, they look at me and they say, holy shit, do you know what you are? We're not supposed to talk about that. So says the can't doers. We're not supposed to know how awesome we are because the can't doers told us we can't. So when you finally decide to step up and claim and step into your own authenticity, it's your authenticity versus the can't doers. So what am I afraid of? Arrogance? Pride? The fall that comes after the pride? I know that that's another proverbial that they chopped in half and fed us to improperly, that we chopped up and we missed the point. There is no fall that happens before pride, or pride that happened, whatever you know what I mean. I want to know where that comes from. That's Christian rhetoric. It's got Christian rhetoric all over it. Pride cometh before a fall. Person is too arrogant, he or she will make a mistake or fail in a big way. Too arrogant. If you are too confident about your ability, something bad will happen. Why? Where? Pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs. Oh, right out of the fucking Bible. Oh, Buddhism. Yeah. No. Well, that just got thrown out. So it's second perspective rhetoric. That's what that is. Designed to keep us in check. Compliments of the Roman Empire. Gotta love the Roman mindset. What fall? What fall? The sea drop? You know, in psychology, if you look at the sea drop, it actually, the fall happens before the great pride. It's the reverse. No, no, I am claiming my arrogance. I am claiming my title. And if you decide to internalize my accomplishment, that tells me everything I need to know about you. Don't internalize it. I need to stop internalizing your internalizing and holding myself back because I'm afraid for you. I need to stop protecting you because my success does not affect you at all. My glory does not hurt anybody. Good God, if anything else, I'm looking to help. Why? To keep us slaves, to keep us obedient, to keep us obedient, to keep us obedient, to keep us obedient. That's why. That's always why. The best way to keep someone obedient is to keep their ego in check, to keep them groveling on the floor like a dog. That's why. It's slavery. It's just one more bit of control. Obedience. Break their arrogance, break their confidence, break their ego, and they will obey without question. I know exactly how to handle that kind of garbage. I had to be a slave because I had to be able to recognize every little bit of garbage they would try and throw on us. I am contending with slave mind. I recognize slave mind, and I have a vendetta against slave mind. That changes the game. Oh, it changes everything. I do not take kindly to slave mind. Arrogance doesn't exist. Arrogance is fucking bullshit. There is only confidence and pride. Confidence and pride are beautiful things. Narcissistic projectors use ugly words like arrogance and self-centeredness and selfishness to manipulate and control and keep it in check so they can abuse you. I recognize slave mind very well. So, if this is a battle of abstract, I told you, this is my world. This is my world, and I'm claiming it. Arrogance and selfishness do not exist. They are war words from can't-doers designed to keep you in check so they can abuse you. Throw away arrogance and selfishness. They are toxic words from can't-doers. They are literally abstract chains. I don't wear chains. So I'm claiming my confidence. I'm claiming my title. And I will happily challenge anybody. I have naming rights because I founded this thing. It's mine. I made it. I invented it. I put it into existence and said, here it is. Use it. Heal with it. Help yourself. I will guide you. I will train you. I will teach you. And I'm claiming my throne and I'm claiming my title. And I will teach you how to cast out every abstract chain they put on your mind. Because this is really what it is. It is perspective war. and I am free. And if anyone thinks that they know better than me, oh, by all means, debate me. Try. You're in my world now. This is freedom. So yeah, I am the smartest fucking person in the world because I'm the first one here. Because no one else is here doing what I'm doing. And if you think you're better than me, if you think you're equal to my brain, then why aren't you doing it? I can't do it alone. I do need help. I do need help. I cannot do it alone. I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to do it alone. And I don't want to do it for me. I've already got what I have. I don't need to share this with anyone, but I really want to. So I'm going to celebrate me and what I've done. And I'm not going to have forced shame. Shame is another abstract chain that they put on you. And I will teach you all of their abstract chains so you can join me. But someone's got to be the leader. And I'm really tired of waiting for someone else to step up and take the throne. This is my world. I really need to take it. Okay. I don't feel afraid at all anymore. So when the smartest person in the world says that they found the cure to mental illness, stop arguing with me. It's insulting. I have found the cure to mental illness. And I can walk you through the process. Mental illness is perspective war. It is an abstract built off of abstract chains that they put inside of your mind. And the subconscious mind is abstract. And that's my realm. So I can walk you through the abstract to show you precisely how they held you down and enslaved you. And I know how to literally just peel off the chains like they're nothing and set you free. That is what triadic healing does. And I can't do this while denying my name. There is nothing wrong with anything that is self-claimed. That's another chain. I know all of the bullshit that they give us, and I will happily show you how to strip it away from you to set you free. That's all I want, is to teach people how to free their own minds from the enslavement. That way you can be authentic. I am Goddess Imagination, Goddess of Manifestation, and welcome to my garden.